I found the button. Hey there, paper geeks and glitternuts. It's another crazy geek crafter, and let's try this again. That's not the one I want. I just need to be able to see what you all are writing. That may be a problem. Let's see. That's the thing, you can't actually follow yourself on these things. Yeah, there you are. Good. Let's get my head on. So I got the clay. I still need to make a decision on the grass, and the sand is still pending. A few friends have told me they will give me sand from their kids' sandboxes. I just haven't seen them in the last week, so that is pending too. But now hopefully I can get the tree done with this clay, and I'm really lucky I'll also have time to make some what do they call it, little jack-o'-lanterns, you know, to set the mood. And this one goes, oop, not there. I managed to get it on here, but I wasn't sure about the roots actually, so maybe let's trim this a bit. Splitting this one maybe. It's just to get it to a point that'll look more natural going into the ground. Ooh. And this one. This is kind of already at a point. Good. So oh, it needs to be this. Yeah. I've never played with this stuff before, so this will be interesting. Hardens to ceramic surface within 24 hours. Interesting. I bought it in black because I think the tree is going to be pretty dark. I used to play a lot with fondant and Fimo, so I'm hoping it's kind of the same thing. Maybe a bit more soft, if I'm lucky. Interesting texture. And I'm thinking with this I'll be able to do more easily do the texture on this. And in doubt about how to deal with these branches. They don't have much support in them. Normally you would make a metal armature for it, but I'm just gonna try and see what I can do here. I'm going to need some toothpicks. When I started out modeling with fondant, I had no tools. I had to use anything in the kitchen because it had to be food safe. And toothpicks were a big part of crafting at that point. And I'm going to handle this a lot, so the texture will have to wait a bit. Let's see. It's going to face that way. There. And smooth out the transition. That was always a problem with the fondant, in my opinion. Like I hear some YouTubers say, this is my experience, yours may be different. But yeah. Ooh, I should put down something to protect the table. There we go. I'm taking parchment to the rescue. Yeah, and then should be able to make some lines. I'll smoosh them out when I put it back on, but that's the idea, the general idea. And I told you last week I got a job, and I had my first time teaching yesterday, and it was interesting. I have no idea if I should get them all the way, and hopefully not. But, there, one root left. When I posted this live yesterday, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get the clay, so I'm very happy it all worked out. I've been looking into other Halloween projects. I'm not sure yet what I'll do. I think I'll be making some SVG fine cuts and things, but that's not really that interesting for you to watch. Because that would be me at my computer telling my machine to cut things up. I have been looking into some 3D things. When you work with modeling, you should never have long nails. You will get the clay, the fondant, the fimo underneath every time. There was a period in my life when every single party I went to, I would go with the blue or green nails. Because the coloring, food coloring I was using for cakes, just get up under there. It's kind of weird, but also a bit fun. And you live alone and you like to make cakes for like 12, 20 people, then you grab every opportunity you have to do just that. That's better. I think I almost covered the paper down here. Almost. This one has a lot of... Oh, I missed some in there. There we go. Oh. Carefully. And I'm hoping this clay will also help tree stick to the base here. is really thick. Let's see. Let's get it on here. Not easy to find, apparently. Oh, there it was. See, we're having a bit of trouble with the rocks here. That one looks okay. Just, it's gonna be interesting getting in there to sculpt the details, but this one, I will need to make this go over the edge. Let's try that. Just around the rock. I think it's working. I hope it's working. I really do hope so. Again, just using whatever you have. I don't think I'll get back into sculpting or anything, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. I was wondering if I was going to get black fingers, and I am. But, yeah. Was kind of expecting it. Kind of hoping for something different, but yeah. And if you see here, it's here over the side. Otherwise, I don't think it will fit properly. But this here needs to go in a bit. So I need more right here because it is, what is it called, tearing a bit when I move the tree. My biggest concern at the moment is that when it dries, the roots are gonna lift up, and yeah, that wasn't the point of it. I don't know, maybe I should put glue underneath the paper here. Could be, that's the solution. It's not coming off again. Okay. Let's see. is troublesome. That's the problem with having glued things down. But then again, won't get anywhere if you don't glue something down, you know. So I think that is good. So some texture. Thinking if there's something that cracks, I can fix it later on, hoping that that is a possibility. Not doing too much pressure here because I don't want to ruin anything. And also if you press down too much, I don't know if you can see it, but here there are some tiny pieces that are curling up, which we don't want. I don't know if you can see they all fell off there. So careful with the pressure. This would have been easier to do in parts, but I wanted to fit on here. So there's a compromise to everything. Don't lift. That wasn't the deal. It's gonna be a beautiful tree. It's hard to get in here, but yeah. Let's start with this one. It seems to have a bit of integrity, and if not, I'll have to support it underneath with a few pieces of cardstock or something. But yeah, first roll. I think this is the best option. Flatten. Maybe I used more clay for this. This is a long branch. Yeah. More clay. And I'll have a transition here where the bottom of the tree, but I don't mind. It would just look like someone cut off the entire top of the tree and then let everything else, let all these branches grow out of the cut off. At least that's what I hope it'll look like. Yep. I feel like I miss my rolling pen, but yeah, that is fun enough in the kitchen. It's supposed to be being food safe. Just looking around, do I have anything round I could use. This maybe? No. I roll it like this because otherwise you get a longer piece instead of a wider piece. I want a wider one. Thinking I prefer the seam to be at the bottom of the branch. Okay, it is definitely going to need support. Not that part. I think I know what I need. I think that's the only real good thing about all this. Dividing your trash, or it's not the only good thing, but it comes in handy when you need something all of a sudden. Like toilet rolls have to be sorted as paper. So now it can help me out here. It's not dancing off. There are probably better ways to make trees, by the way. I'm just trying out some things. I was going to paper mache this, but I figured if I'm going to need air dry clay anyway, I might as well try it out first. Let's see if we can attach it here. Otherwise it'll just fall down when I move the toilet roll and everything is dried. Starting to think this might not work the way I had hoped. That's crafting for you. You get an idea and sometimes it just doesn't work out. Maybe a bit too thin, but don't want to add too much bulk in the middle of the branch. This one definitely needed a repair piece. maybe. Still needs to be so high in the middle here that we can see the front door. No one would let that tree grow that way, I guess. Some people might, but yeah, mostly you would want to be able to go out your front door without bumping into a branch. Like I've said before, this is not in an abandoned house, this is a haunted house. So people live here. This is not making for very good YouTube content, that is, because I'm not skilled enough to be able to keep all of this in frame when I'm doing so. I apologize, and I'll try to entertain you with, I don't know, really, but I guess that's something we'll find out together. I just need a piece down here. Then I got it all covered. And then maybe I can make a bit of texture, and then I'll need to let it dry to see if it holds up. But before I do the other ones, I was thinking I might have to cover them in tape, paper tape to be specific, because I don't think the air dry clay will much appreciate it if I covered them in plastic tape. I think paper tape will be better, but that will give the what's it called? The paper a bit more structure to hold the shape that I would like. But this patchwork actually does give quite a lot of texture to this branch. So I'm hoping when I think this is the branch where the ghost will hang. That would make sense. And this is a 3D piece, so I need to make sure that no matter what side of the piece you're on, there's believable texture. But it is a bit hard to get in here, I have to admit. Coming up on half an hour, I can feel that now in my back. Sorry about this, but kind of need to get in here. I'm so hoping I can finish this before Halloween. In the making or something? Not what I want. So, this tape is blue, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, but let's see with one of these if it'll work. Need these to go out here. Start with these two. Because I wanted these to be one branch going on two. this one. I think maybe this will be the best test piece. But again, I would like it to split in two. That would be more natural. But instead just pieces falls off. Great. I have some extensions. Let's just cover it up first. This way, and then this here. I have no idea about the strength of a of the paper clay. That will be a surprise to me. Surprise, surprise. I'm trying to keep it contained over the base, but I don't know if that will work. So, here's the trying. But I can feel that it's stronger with the tip. So hopefully that'll do something for this build. I think I'll end it here. Grene, der er ikke nogen at snakke med. She is very interested in communicating with the other dogs in the neighborhood. But we would prefer it if she didn't. We're trying to teach her not to bark. Mainly because it's annoying, but it's not going too well. I don't know. I think I got the dog with the learning disability or something. I say that in the kindest way because it's just, she turns 1 year on Friday, and I'm hoping, and I'm still at the point where I'm just hoping for this, hoping she's now house trained. We had a setback after the holiday we were on, where she was with other people, and she had been nice for them. She had been going outside, doing her business. But when we got home, yeah, she couldn't figure it out. So we had a bit of a fight with her over that, so to speak. Okay, for our clay. Try and contain it here, but it'll probably be everywhere. But when it comes to consistency, I would say it's pretty much like fondant when it's warm, when the fondant is warm. Getting out of the package, fondant would be harder than this, but normally when you heat up the clay, Fimo is even harder than fondant actually when it's well, it's like room temperature. But when you heat it up with your hands knitting it, it mostly becomes softer, and I'm hoping this reacts the same way. It does seem to. I hate having a bad back. Really puts it. It is really annoying. Let's just say it that way. Good thing about these knives is I don't have to participate in making dinner. My boyfriend takes care of that completely by himself. Well, he normally takes care of dinner, but most often I have to help. So. And he leaves me alone for this, so I'm happy. And today we are experimenting with a piece of meat we haven't tried before. It's jars of pig, and it's going to be braised in beer. And we picked this recipe because we could get the pieces of meat, and for his 10-year anniversary at the firm, he got a gift basket with quite a lot of beer in it, and it's just so funny. He's been there for 10 years. He is the youngest in his department, and he's the one who's been there for the longest. No one apparently thought about the fact that he doesn't drink. So when we opened it, it was, ooh, that was nice of them. What are we gonna do with this for food? Because that's what we do whenever he gets wine for Christmas. I know that's bulk buying for the firm. They buy a lot for where there's the same thing for everyone, and wine is easy, and we can turn that into sauce quite easily. We don't have that much trouble using especially red wine. White wine is more troublesome because that's not one we gravitate toward when it comes to food. But we do have a recipe we want to try. A friend of ours, he also always every year gets alcohol for his company present for Christmas. But he comes here with it, and then we make him some good food with it. So he wins that way. And we still have to get through the white wine he got this year. We're thinking, we found a recipe for chicken in white wine. So that'd be interesting. Normally white wine is something you use for fish, I think, and shellfish. That's what it's called. Sea life. That's wrong. So we are. Yeah, we just have to find a date. It's always the problem, isn't it? Finding the time for everything. We like to entertain, and yeah, there are people we like to see on a regular basis, but you know, life easily gets in the way. So a few of our friends, we actually have, every time we meet, we make a new appointment, because otherwise we forget. It's that we have to call these people, but then the kids are still awake, and other things like that get in the way of having the time to find a date. And finding a date when you are on social media or whatever, it's actually seems harder than in person. So we have a few friends where we set up a new dinner date every time we see each other for a dinner date. It did unfortunately collapse a little bit after our holiday because my boyfriend was sick, and we had to cancel one of them, and now we have to find a new date. It's going to be interesting. So, yeah. I think it works better with the tape. Not perfect, but better. And I can see we need to bump you up here to get you this way. So. Yeah, but it's hard. Especially with the friends we have that are far away. Because we have the dogs, The hotels are pretty expensive for us. There are only a few that actually will allow us to keep our dogs there, and if we go out or something, we need to find places where they're welcome, so they don't. I'm not talking about the old one. I'm talking about the little one. She doesn't ruin anything while we're gone. Then it's easy to just take her along, you know. But that's not. The dogs are not that welcome in restaurants in Denmark, unfortunately. Even though the only thing ours do during dinner time is sleeping, because they know they won't get anything till we're done. But yeah, you can. I get it as a restaurant owner. You never know if a dog is going to be well behaved. But mostly, actually, this stems from a misunderstanding of the law. They say that dogs are not allowed in restaurants, and that's actually not true. Dogs are not allowed in the food prep area. So we can't go for a buffet. That's out of the question. But any a la carte restaurant which has a separate kitchen actually is allowed to have dogs in the restaurant. But it's all up to the owner. So they have the last say. And most of them just, yeah, not interested. Which is a shame. That's why we often end up, when we're traveling, eating at McDonald's or something, because then we can eat in the car with the dogs. So we would prefer something with a knife and a fork when we do lunch and things, but yeah, that's just the way it is. Come on. Can't be that hard, can it? Hard. No, it hasn't hardened yet, but sorry. Bad humor. That's the pain talking, I think. It won't be long till I have to go lie down. So I don't get to finish the tree. Damn it. So, it could be that I do some spontaneous lives during the week, so I can get these branches done. Also, to evaluate the stability of this clay during this. See, it was easier to see where I was missing clay before because it was white, but now that it's blue, it's annoying. It's not as easy. Can add more later, I hope. But I would prefer it if I got it right the first time. There's another piece. Need something to hold this up. Kind of up, at least. I think, maybe. There. Let's see if that will work. And some texture. Without ruining everything, of course. That would be bad. That would be really bad. And I actually don't know how hard this dries when it comes to texturing afterwards. So, if you can hear some whine, high-pitched sounds in the background, that's the neighbor's kid. We live quite close, so we can hear him when he's excited. He's a cute kid. That is going to be trouble. Like that, maybe. Sounds like he's gotten someone to play with him. How fun. I wonder if that's harder to do for a kid today than it was when I was a kid. I don't really wanted to play as such. I need to pack this up airtight so it doesn't dry out, of course. I have to go to the kitchen for that, I think. But yeah. I'm hoping this will look great when it dries. If not, I'll have to start over. That's the deal, isn't it? Well, didn't quite make it to an hour today, but after yesterday, I get why. That was a bit hard. It's a lot of standing and talking and being the center of attention, which I don't particularly like. But it's a bit hard to say, not my department, when it's actually your department. So let's let this dry and see where we go from here. Like I said, I may pop in spontaneously to update on this build, because I don't know if I said that earlier. I gotta look at the calendar. It's like October next week. No, not even next week. This week. It's creeping up on me very fast this year. Damn. So yeah. Oh, some of these are already dried. These little pieces. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this craft. And that you'll be back next week for another one. Until then, I hope you'll be having a good day, evening, or night. Bye bye.